latest Bronze and Modern Gods. I'm John.
And I'm Richard.
We're here together.
I know.
In my backyard.
We've been together for a week.
It's crazy. Are you sick of me yet?
No, not at all.
Good, me neither. Hey, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Bronze and Modern Gods if you are not doing so already. If you like our videos and you like our content on podcast platforms, then why don't you hit like and subscribe and leave a comment or a review or share with a friend. We appreciate it. And we have a reminder. Richard and I are going to be at Northeast Ohio ComicCon, aka NEO ComicCon, this Sunday, July 30th, just a few days away.
Absolutely. It's going to be great. They have over 100 comic book booths, over 180 booths altogether, about 120 are comic focused. It's an excellent show. Make sure you step out. You can find collectibles and comics that you just don't find on the average comic book dealer.
Along with us live streaming from the event, you're going to have a chance to meet some of the region's best comic book artists. By the way, we're reading from our notes, just like news professionals. The co-creator of The Scarlet Spider and longtime Sonic the Hedgehog artist, Stephen Butler, is going to be there. Also, there's going to be a charity raffle, 4 tables of collectibles that you can raffle off and donate to. But the best part is 100% of those proceeds are going to the local APL Animal Protective League. So join this guy and me for NEO Comic-Con.
NEO Comic-Con. Come out. It's a great show. Probably the best in Northeast Ohio.
Sunday, July 30th, this coming Sunday. We will see you there. All right, moving on to our hot book of the week. It's all San Diego Comic-Con related this week. Richard, our hot book of the week is what?
It's the Transformers #1, the Skybound black and white ash can variant. Did you get one?
No, this was only handed out to people who went to the Transformers Skybound panel.
I didn't even get the normal ash can that they're offering because they sold out of it before I actually got to the booth.
We got there for preview night on Wednesday. Preview night, we were there, did not think to go collecting all these exclusives because, you know, we don't like that stuff anyway. But of course, everybody showed us theirs, and then they showed us what they were selling for on eBay, and FOMO set in, because the black and white ash can variant is already selling for $150 to $200 on eBay today.
That's surprising. All I have to say is a lot of these exclusives go for a lot of money during the FOMO period of SDCC, but within a few weeks the price drops. So if you're looking to flip this, I'd recommend you flip it soon.
That's what everybody's doing. They're putting it up right now. The regular San Diego Comic-Con variant that's in color is also a bit of a FOMO book as well. It's selling for around $80 on eBay right now. Let's talk a little bit about the other con exclusives. Were you impressed by anything you saw that were?
I'm not, you know what, I can't say that anything really stood out. Like some years there are some amazing con exclusives. Like Usagi Yojimbo, number 20 was an amazing, or number 6, I'm sorry, was an amazing excuse with Peach Momoko cover.
Right.
That was a couple years ago. But this one, nothing really stood out. We did manage to get a hold of the ash can for Geiger, #1.
I have that here. Is it Geiger or Giger? Geiger counter, right?
I thought it was Geiger.
Yeah. It is here, and Richard and I got ours signed by Jeff Johns because they were giving these out at the Mad Ghost booth. But if you went up there and you had a conversation with the people at the booth and let them know that you were a Jeff Johns fan and proved it in some way or fashion, they went into a secret safe and brought you out a signed one. And I told my story about how I met Jeff Johns. Have I ever told that on the podcast?
I don't know if you have.
It's really embarrassing. So here it is. I was working on the Warner Brothers studio lot in Burbank, and there was a commissary there, and this was years ago, like 2015, 2016. And I'm reading a copy of Back Issue magazine by Tomorrow's Publications. You guys all know that magazine. Awesome if you don't read it. And this guy walks up and he's like, "Oh, I see you're reading Back Issue. Do you collect comics?" And I said, "Yeah, I do. I love comics." He goes, "Oh, what do you read now?" And I said, "Actually, I don't read a lot of modern books. I can't deal with them." And he goes, "Well, what about DC Comics?" And I said, "Oh, they're the worst. I can't take the constant reboots and the darkness and just, I need some joy in my life and some heroes." And he goes, I'm Jeff Johns. I'm the chief creative officer of DC Comics. And I'm in my chair like this. And he's like, no, it's okay. You told the truth. But I highly recommend you try my Flash run because it's everything that that you like. And I was like, oh, okay. And I did. And I liked his Flash run. So that's how I met Jeff Johns, my Jeff Johns story.
So that story scored us a couple Geiger.
My humiliation got us a signed Geiger book.
I always recommend going through comic book conventions with John. Just follow up behind him.
It's an experience. For me, all the exclusives, all I saw was foil.
Yes.
The foil cover thing is played out, you guys. It's over. I feel bad for La Mole because they started it and now everyone's jumped on their train. There's a foil for everything, and I don't know. I didn't get the sense there wasn't, with the exception of the Transformers book, there wasn't one single book that everyone was talking about.
Right.
Like, the acetate cover of
Right, yeah. Yeah, notorious or famous, it doesn't matter, right?
I think we might have hit, the level where people are just burnt out. What did you think? Let's just segue into ComicCon in general. What did you think this year?
Well, first of all, this is my first time attending the full San Diego Comic-Con. I attended the special edition that happened a couple years ago. So I had a little taste of it, but this was on a bigger scale. I have to say, since there was no Hall H and there was no movie-related stuff, I think it was smaller than it may have been in the past, to your experience, but I felt it was very comic book focused because people weren't being pulled into Hall H and those properties. They were focusing a lot on comics. There were a lot of comic book dealers. There were at least 24, would you say, comic book dealers?
I have on my notes, this was the most time I spent on the convention floor in years. I felt like there were a lot more dealers this year compared to the past 5 years or so. I think part of that was booth availability loosened up, and then when you get a booth, normally you have to pay the union fees for the assembly and disassembly. I heard, I don't know if it's true, so caveat, I heard that the union requirement was lifted this year, so that saved people some money.
Yeah.
Pricing, what'd you think of pricing?
Okay, I have a perfect example.
Okay.
One of my books, I'm a big Doom guy. Okay, everyone knows that. Avengers number 25 is a great Doom cover from the Avengers series. Early Doom. I bought it because it's a Doom cover for $25 a couple years ago. On the show floor, Doom's raw Doom 25. Of course, it's from 1966, so it's an older book. The cheapest raw I saw was $300 for a raw. They went all the way up to $700 for a raw, which I thought was crazy. I went to eBay. I found a 5.55 slabbed, bid on it, and I won it this morning for $127.
There you go.
So take the prices with a grain of salt in some of these, and I think a lot of the dealers were pricing them aggressively, expecting for negotiations. But at the same time, and I got a stack of books that I got for a reasonable price from a dealer. He charged what I felt was a great price. So I think it's a little bit of everything.
Well, you guys wanted to see some books and some booths, so let's cut to a nice little medley of some booth action, and we'll be right back.
All right, we've got Ali from Elite Comics 11, one of the premier dealers on Instagram.
Great to see you,
Great
Richard.
to see you too.
Thank you.
And, you know, we always enjoy your shows. We got Bill back here, who's also doing the shows as well. They're entertaining. They're a great thing to watch. If you haven't watched it on Instagram, you got to do yourself a favor and tune in to an Elite Comics 11 show. So how is the convention going for you guys so far?
It's great. I mean, we're a virtual business, but being out here, actually getting to meet people face to face, a lot for the first time. I mean, they see us every day, but we don't really get to see them. So that's what this is all about, connecting.
Yeah, this is the first time I've actually had a chance to see
yesterday.
you. Yeah. So this is great for me. You know, getting to actually see a person and associate the face. So that's awesome. So we've got on the camera, we've got John doing the honors.
John.
So, you know, have you seen any trends recently in terms of comics? I mean, you know, I know the prices have been kind of soft.
Yeah.
But have you seen any trends like Silver Age, Golden Age being more popular?
Yeah, Golden Age has been on a tear, doing really well. And I also have noticed a lot of resistance for pricing, like a lot of people buying back in on the Silver Age.
Oh,
recently,
really?
Yeah, because Silver Age came down, but we've noticed recently it's picking back up because people are buying in at like the new prices. So that's something we're seeing.
Yeah, I think we're in the post-MCU phase, and people are collecting to collect again, not necessarily speculate on the movies and the TV shows, but all the real popular Golden Age and Silver Age books seem to be really hot.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I think there were a lot of people that were kind of just in for the short term, and they've pretty much, by now, they've either really like tapered down what they're doing or they've left. But so yeah, it's definitely like a collector's market now.
All right, Ali, it's awesome to see you, and I hope you have a great rest of the show. Elite Comics 11 on Instagram. Tune in and buy some books.
Great. Thanks, Richard. Thanks, John.
All right, so we got to see some of the books on display and for sale. Got to see a lot of you guys on the showroom floor, which was nice. Everybody that said hi, we really appreciate it. Everybody that came to the panel, we appreciate that. So let's talk about what we got. You start off.
Okay, well, we start off with the panel.
Okay.
Okay, because the number one book I was looking for the entire con, it's a Golden Age book. It's a bondage cover. It's a copy called Zoot number 11. I literally went to every single dealer that preview night and asked every single dealer, do you have a copy of this book? And I was turned down at every single dealer. So
tell about the one dealer that had.
Oh yes, one dealer says, well, yeah, I have some Zoots, so let's look. And he went, we've got number 9, number 10, number 12, number 13. And it's like, oh man. So I was talking to some of the viewers before our panel. A gentleman named Ariel004 is his Instagram handle. Nice guy, and he happened to. I was telling him about what I was looking for, and we did the panel. And after the panel, he comes up to me and says, that book, I see it up on Etsy, which is one of the last places I look for Golden Age books. And I thought, okay, well, people are selling photocopied copies of this book, and they're doing that for a lot of Golden Age books, so you can read them. So, so I figured, it's just a photocopied copy that somebody's charging more for. Sure enough, I go on Etsy, and it is an actual book. It is not a high-grade book, but it's $45 is what they wanted. It's a 5-star seller. I immediately bought it. So, Ariel, thank you so much for looking out for me and for, bringing it to my attention, because it made my day and it made my show, because I now have that book. Obviously, don't have it to show.
Well, you don't have it yet.
I don't have it yet. Yeah, well, there's that too. It could just be the cover for all I know. But the guy's a 5-star seller, so I have a lot of confidence that it's going to be what he advertised.
I have to tell one story about a dealer that we stopped at. We stopped at a booth. I will not reveal the name of the dealer because I don't want to embarrass him, but it's a funny story. And he starts, he's like, hey, I listened to your guys' show and I watched the show and it's great. And, how long you guys been together? I'm like, well, we've been friends for about 40 years or so, a little under 40 years. And he goes, yeah. And then he starts asking me about all these gay references, like Bette Midler and like Golden Girls and Sex and the City. And I'm like, yeah, well, there's a reason. He goes, I don't mean to profile you. I'm like, no, I'm pretty open. And then he asked Richard, so how long you guys been together, a couple?
Yeah.
I was like, do you really watch the show? Because he lives in Ohio, I live in California.
Yeah, I'm married to a woman.
Minor details like that.
Yeah.
But
we do have, I have to say, we have chemistry, we have a rapport, and we always have.
It's a friendship rapport, though.
It
Let's
is.
be
It's a
really
friendship
clear.
rapport, right? But we know a lot of how each other thinks.
Yeah.
And that's just because of our, we've been friends for quite a long time.
We can finish each other's
Sandwiches.
Exactly. All right, show me what you got. Show me some deals.
All right. I came across this one booth, and they had a whole bunch of books. Here, for example, this is one of the books I recommended for underrated book of the week. This is Lone Wolf and Cub #1, and these are, first of all, this particular dealer had bought inventory from a comic book store, and a lot of this stuff is untouched. It is pristine, and these are examples of it. These are 9/8 candidates. I got 2 copies of it because they were really reasonable in price. And I'm going to send one to get slabbed, and the other one I'm probably going to read.
It might be a 9.9.
Could be. I mean, seriously, these books are so clean. They are amazing. So that's one of my pickups. What about you?
Well, the same dealer, Steve. Hi, Steve. I've known him for years. I don't know where he found this collection. It must have been in like someone's used store it or something like that. But it was primo 87 to 90. Right?
Yeah, right.
Everything in there. Maybe a little earlier because there were Watchmen #1s, like a stack of Watchmen #1s, 9/8 candidates for $20 each. A stack of Wolverine #8s, 9/8 candidates for like $20 each. And so he also had some independents, and he had a copy of Megaton #2, which I needed. Eric Larson, Savage Dragon stuff. And he had it for 18, and I said, will you take 15? And he said, sure. So I got that out of the way, my Megaton.
Oh, let's see. Oh.
There you go.
Okay, here's a book that is not necessarily worth a whole lot, but it's mint. I mean, it is gorgeous. It's Cerebus #56.
Love that cover.
With Wolveroach on the cover. This is by far one of my favorite covers from this series. It is just, Wolveroach is an insane character. If you have a chance to read the early Cerebus up to about 100, do so because it's a great satire. And it's for $10.
Yeah.
I couldn't pass it up.
You can't lose. So one thing that's never happened at San Diego Comic-Con for me in the last 10 years, maybe, is finding deals, because these dealers are smart. They know what they've got in their inventory. They're not throwing, big expensive books into dollar bins. But I have to say, this year I stumbled across some serious deals. There was one dealer that had what they called an estate find. And they had everything on the table, everything from this estate find for $5. It was $5 or 4 books for $20. Here's some of what I found. Dark Shadows 34 Whitman, beautiful, like a 9.2 minimum, and it's a Whitman. It's great. And then I started going through, and I saw these Uncle Scrooges, and I saw 292 mint. I know this is part of that Don Rosa, The Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck, that will never be reprinted because of the racist characterizations. And I saw this, and I thought, all right, I'll pick that up. And then I saw, like a 293, a 294. I picked those up too. 296, wait a second. Will they have, boom, 295, the Bombi Zombie issue that we covered on this very podcast. This book in 9.8 sells for $600 to $700, and I got it for $4.
That's awesome. That is amazing.
They probably just didn't realize that those Uncle Scrooges were significant in any way. So there are deals to be had. You just got to know what you're looking for, and you got to take the time and look.
Yeah, it pays digging through those boxes.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do I have here? I got a bunch of. Here's one of my favorite books. We've talked about this underrated book before. Critters #1. It's got a couple pressable defects on
I
it.
see that.
Yeah. So I'm going to press it. I have a 9.8 of this already. But this is just a great book. If you're a fan, this is like 1987, I think, 88. If you're a fan of indie books from that era, this is a Fantagraphics title. Fantagraphics was the bomb back then. It's a great book to have. $25 is what. Now I paid a package price, but it's marked for $25. So it's a great book.
Keep going.
I also picked up, just because I never see these, and these are bloody mint. The martial arts series.
Those are impossible to find in grade.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
These things are amazing. So this is Michelangelo's, his martial art instructions, and it's a completely black cover, and it just looks mint. So I'm going to press this and submit that. I also got. I have never seen this. This is number 6 in the series. It has a couple flaws here on the spine, but I have never physically seen this book before.
Wow.
So this was $20, and then finally they had a lot of Voltron books. So I picked up Voltron number 2. I've got a #1 at home, but I don't have number 2. So I picked it up. Again, this one is just minty. I mean, it's just an amazing
Beautiful.
cover. So yeah. So a lot of really good books out of his collection.
Good. I think I showed everything I need to show, so
Oh, okay.
why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, I also got
Another one?
Another one. But look at this one.
Wow. Yeah, you didn't show me this one. Excuse me, I gotta go. Wow, it's beautiful. It's a Rocky Horror Picture Show, #1. Do you know if it's the first print?
I do not. That's a good question. I don't know.
It looks
We'll
beautiful,
have to
though.
open it up and see.
Yeah.
I got the Geiger book. Came across this book for John, a Dollman book for $20. He's already got it, but I
don't have that one.
You don't?
No,
Well,
no.
now you do.
Now I do. Thank you. What's missing from this cover?
I don't know.
The tiny ropes. He's not in bondage.
He's not in bondage. That's true.
Is it worth anything if he's not in bondage?
I also picked up a gorgeous Vanguard illustrated. This is
at that.
Dave Stevens cover. This is one of those books where I will pick it up whenever, and this is a 9.8 candidate. I don't even think I need to press this.
Well, I like Steve because he's very good with his grading.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then finally, I've got a nice Usagi Yojimbo color special, one of those books from the era that I've always wanted, and I've never come across a good copy of it. This one has got 1 or 2 pressable defects in it, and it just needs a quick press, and it will be ready to submit.
All right. Well, here is the part where we segue to the old fart rule. I don't know. I'm out of sorts. I'm not in my studio, so
We'll
feels
let it
weird.
pass
We'll let
today.
it pass. Old fart rule today. That's where we go back 40 years to 1983 to talk about the books that shaped our collections and our comic book knowledge, I guess. I don't know. Today, it's a tiny book. It's a small book. It is Adventure Comics number 503. This was the last issue of the long-running DC Comics series, which began as one of their earliest titles in 1937 as New Adventure Comics. Before that, it was New Comics, I believe. By this time, Adventure was running on fumes. It was a digest-sized book that just ran reprints of your favorites, the Legion of Superheroes. So many characters called Adventure Comics their home over the decades. You had Supergirl, Superboy, the Legion, Aquaman, Spectre, Plastic Man, Starman, the second version of Starman by Steve Ditko, and my favorite, Dial H for Hero. Did you ever read Dial H for Hero?
I did. Yes,
Did you
I
ever
did.
send in any ideas?
No, I didn't. No.
I'm keeping my ideas. They're worth more than a stupid T-shirt, DC. There has been one 9.8 sale for Adventure Comics number 503, and that was way back in 2008 for $90. Those digest books are really hard in grade. No one cares. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the sad thing.
Adventure as a series, there's certain books that are important, but for the most part, no one cares.
It's a lot of box filler. You don't ever see anybody go, I gotta finish my run of Adventure Comics. No, that doesn't happen, unfortunately. But it's time now for our underrated books of the week. Richard, You start off. I'll give you my notes.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Sure, they're bigger than your phone.
They are. Your iPad is huge.
A little bit, thank you.
My choice.
This is why people think we're married.
It's true. my choice this week is Avengers number 85. It's the first appearance of the Squadron Supreme. Squadron Supreme is Roy Thomas and John Buscema creation.
Is it really?
Well, okay. Originated as the Squadron Sinister in '69. It's a straight rip-off of Justice Lea.
That's why I said, are you sure they created this?
Yeah, this is a straight rip-off. This is an important team over the years. It's had multiple members, multiple incarnations, but this is the original instance of the Squadron Supreme. There are a number of core members. The original members were Hyperion, Nighthawk, Dr. Spectrum, Power Princess, and my favorite, the Whizzer. Whizzing left and right.
I have that power after a few beers.
The GPA on this, there was a 9.8 sale, but there's only two, and so I didn't really count it because it was a couple years old. There was a 9.6 sale back in May for $1,020.
Okay. Wow.
So the book is, it's a earlier Avengers title. Avengers doesn't get the love that Fantastic Four gets, but still there are certain book issues that are key. There's no buzz behind this. I'm just thinking of this is an important team in the mythos of the Avengers. So if you have an opportunity to pick one up, make sure you don't pass it.
Did you ever read the Mark Gruenwald Squadron Supreme miniseries?
No, I didn't.
It was very much a precursor to Watchmen. If you haven't read it, you would like it very much. My book, my underrated book this week, is hiding underneath the non-bondage Dollman cover here, and it is Midnight Suns Unlimited number 9. This is the last issue of this quarterly horror hero anthology. This issue features, right there, Ghost Rider 1945, aka the Blazing Skull. I don't know why they call him Ghost Rider 1945 on the cover. It also has Union Jack and the Destroyer, so you know it's going to be good. Written by Dan Slott, takes place in World War II. And it has a really cool Alex Ross cover, as you can see right here. The backup story is pretty cool, too. It is a Legion of Night story written by Steve Gerber. You know I love me some Steve Gerber. CGC 9.8 of this book sold in April of this year for a whopping $145. The Raws sell about $25 to $40. I got that in Mexico City for $4.
Nice.
With a $3.95 price tag when it came out and a low print run of about 11,000 copies total, that makes that a tough book, especially in grade. So Midnight Suns Unlimited, there are bees everywhere. Number 9. Cut. Hey, nice edit. That was seamless, right? This microphone appeared.
Wow.
Yeah. Before we go, Evan, our friend from Ohio, was here at ComicCon with us, and he made a big purchase, and we want to show it off. Come here, Evan.
Sure.
Yeah, why don't you come back here?
Yeah.
Tell everyone what you were looking for.
So I had a goal in mind. I did pick up 9 foil versions or variants of Green Lantern number 1, all the different emotional spectrum.
He wasn't here for me ragging on foils earlier.
Yes, that's okay. I understand. And I did get a signed Alex Ross Batman Joker cover that I wanted. But my big one was something that has been a target of mine for a long time. And so
Tell us about your big one.
here's my big one. So when I first started collecting
Incredible Hulk 181, the first full appearance of Wolverine.
Right. Yeah, the first comic book I ever bought was X-Men 133, Wolverine. And so he's always been like near and dear to my heart. And so this has been on my target list for a long time. So.
And what was the asking and what did you pay?
So they had it at $3,600 and then they raised it to $4,000.
Because, if you don't sell a book, one of the things I find that works is raising the price.
And the rationale was, well, the price has gone up, so we raised the price. It's
In a day?
So I asked him to go back down to the 36, and he said 35, and I said sold.
Oh, okay.
So $3,500 for a 6.0.
I will say it is the same dealer who thought Richard and I were married.
Yes.
So I told him that is not true. We are actually together, just so you know.
You both have much better taste. All right. Thanks, Evan. And Richard, remind everybody where we're going to be at on Sunday.
We are going to be at NeoCon, the premier comic book convention in Northeast Ohio.
So go to neocomiccon.com. We're going to be in North Olmsted this Sunday, July 30th, and we will see you there. And if you're not following us on Facebook and Instagram, why not?
Please,
And
please
if you like this video,
like and subscribe and follow us on, I don't know.
we're so tired.
You're tired.
We're so tired. This is, guys, it's short and sweet. We're going to get back to normal, hopefully, after Cleveland. We will see you in Cleveland. We're going to live stream on Sunday, so make sure that you have the notification bell hit, and we will see you then.
Yep, everybody, stay safe.